Hello everyone, welcome to Ignition.
Hello, and today we're going to put these really lovely ARB diff covers on our Jeep JK. These are stunners. So it's alleged a relatively simple job, and as we've said on many occasions, although some of the comments don't agree with us, we don't know what we're doing. So we're hopefully showing you warts and all, because we show what goes wrong when two novices go to do something on a vehicle.
Yep, two novices. It's as straight to the point as me.
Now we've got some, everything in the kit just seems very high quality, doesn't it? So
lovely, yeah.
We've got new bolts and
that's the
new drain plug.
Yep.
The locker is, or the diff lock cover is there. Quite a weighty bit of kit. And in this little, or in the ARB version, it comes with a dipstick, which we haven't seen before, certainly haven't got it now. So we've got an actual dipstick in there.
Get that turn around.
Which you can see, but there are no markings on it and no level on it, so we'll show you how we're going to get a level with that. So we're going to do it. One, we've got some information that says it's 2 quarts or 1.9 litres for the, it's a Dana 44,
Dana
isn't it?
44, yeah.
And when we take the other one off, we'll see where the oil level is, and we're going to mark that on the dipstick. So we'll put the fluid back in. Yep. And check it on the dipstick, so hopefully we've got a double way, because normally you fill till it just runs out. This one is slightly different, so that's a bit of a learning curve for us.
We'll also be using this 75W140 oil, won't we?
Liquid gold, as we called it.
I went to go and get this from our local car store, and I didn't know how much it was going to be, so I got a couple of litres, 5 litres, and I said to him, I'll have 5 litres of that, and he went, 5 litres? I said, yeah, what's wrong with 5 litres? And he comes back, one of the €140 for 5 litres of that stuff, so broke the bank for this oil. So
yes, so our diffs will be chugging around in liquid gold.
So we can't mess this one up.
No, so let's get it up in the air.
Yep.
Get the first one off. We're going to work from the front, because the ones we've watched on YouTube always seem to work from the back.
Yeah,
so
on the back,
we're going to work from the front, just see what it's like, and then we'll fast forward the one on the back.
Okay, so let's get it up.
The other thing we have invested in is, obviously, we've got some new gaskets as well, rather than using a sort of lubricant on.
Yeah, the seal. We didn't want to use that. So,
no, let's crack on. Okay.
Okay, so you join me by the Jeep here, and you can see this is our diff cover. Now there's a couple of ways we can do this. There's a drain hole at the back, on the back of the axle here, and a lot of videos on YouTube show that they just crack the front off and let all the oil falls out, which is probably the easiest option, but we want to check that this drain plug works and make sure that it actually comes out, because obviously if that's jammed it could be a pain in the future, and it doesn't look like it's been used much. So we're going to try this drain plug and see how much we get out. Good.
Okay.
Let's go for it. At least it's not stuck in there.
Which is always a relief, isn't it?
Yes. Cool.
There's a lot of gunk on there.
Is there?
Have a look. There we are. There's
a lot of
bit of gunk on there, isn't there?
Yes, quite a lot.
Yeah. Not that bad.
No. Right, so whilst the tiny little bits of oil are coming out, we've only got a bit left. We're just going to start by wazzing all of these off. the bolts are out, the two top ones are just loosely in there now, and we're going to have to hit it to get it to release the seal. So let's see, we're going to use a plastic pry tool and try and get it in there. There we go, nice.
Tins if you can, best to avoid metal, isn't it? So we've been told.
Yep. That drain plug did its job, most of the oil's out of there. Right, and obviously these two bolts help it not to fall off when you pop the seal.
Particularly if it's full of oil.
Yes.
Right, now we
I'll
need
take
to
the
be
bolt.
nice and careful.
Yeah, we want to keep that diff nice and clean.
So we'll pop that on the bench.
Yep. Now here we're trying to avoid touching this. Make sure your hands are clean if you are going to touch it, but we're going to really avoid that as much as we can. And we've got to get the gunk off of here as there's quite a lot on there. That all in there.
Yeah.
So this has been done with a sealant, not a normal gasket, so it's going to be a little bit of cleaning up to do. Right, let's discuss our two diff covers.
So what we have, I mean, we can see a fair bit of rust on here, so I don't think this one
hasn't been.
I don't think it was long for this world before
no,
we'd have had a bit of leakage, but who knows?
No, but compared to the old one, this new one feels like it's a different beast. If you have a look at the thickness of that there, that is a proper thick piece. This feels like a tin in comparison.
Yes.
That's like a Heinz baked bean tin. So we've got our line, you can see here, where the oil was.
So there's a clear, distinct line of where the oil was sitting.
Yes.
And we need to now put that on
our dipstick.
So the, in fact, ARB say, take that line across and mark that with a file. So
that's what we should do. Yes, this old one's actually got a couple of cracks in it. And it's all rust. This old one's got a little crack in it. Oh no, it's gunk, sorry. Thought it was a crack. But it's very rusty, and it was definitely in need of a change anyway.
Yes.
So why not upgrade to ARB, eh?
Right, excuse me, puss. Okay, that's a no.
The cat wants to fight with you, doesn't it?
So, roughly, which is, I suppose...
hole to hole, hole to hole.
In fact, we got lucky here because the hole
is exactly in line.
We're lucky. The hole is exactly on our oil line.
Yeah, so if we line that up, it's right at the bottom of our dipstick.
But we don't. The interesting thing for this is we don't know if there was the right amount of oil in.
No, we have no clue.
I don't think there was.
Well, I think there was because it was to go to that plug, isn't it? And then it comes out. So you can't go any higher.
That is why you had a private education and I didn't.
Yeah.
So that is spot on.
It is bang on. So we don't even need to mark that. That's exactly at the bottom of our dipstick.
Yeah.
That golden tip needs to be in.
So if we can get our tip in.
Yeah. the width of that square above that.
Yeah.
There.
Yes, I agree. So
Yeah.
let's mark that on.
Just give it a little mark. The width of this piece of metal here.
Right.
What bolt's that then?
That's a hex. Ooh, 8mm, I'm guessing.
Okie dokie. Oh, way too big.
It's alright.
It's alright? No, no.
Way too big.
Yeah.
8mm, is it?
It wasn't 8mm.
Oh.
This is an 8mm now. Let's see. Bang on, sir. 8mm. Got it?
Yep.
Oh, that's got a nice O-ring on it.
I'm just trying to stop the fur going in.
Yeah.
That's a lovely bit of kit.
Oh, this feels premium.
Premium.
It does, feels very premium. I'm just going to have a glove change.
So we are going for 1 width. Sorry, I need it.
Nice filing action, sir. You should do it
Not
all.
often we have the right tool for the job.
No.
What, all the way around?
No, it doesn't need it because we'll be taking it.
No.
We've got to take it out, haven't we? So we'll see. Oh, that's a nice bit of filing.
So,
right. Back in it goes.
Yeah, there's no way of matching any of that up. So let's. So what we've done is put a little mark on there. I'll give that a spray off because I'm anal.
Yep.
When our filing's in. There's going to be enough as there is.
True. And then it goes. It's got a very nice O-ring on there, which makes it feel really nice as well.
Bit of swarf in there though. What?
Nothing. You're great.
Why?
Nothing. It's just your phrase anal really is the phrase.
Don't be like it.
Now we don't know the torque setting for that.
For this?
Did it come with the kit?
There won't be a torque setting because there's no. Well, I suppose there might be. You've got the instructions, haven't you?
You're right, I have.
We don't need to torque it up yet because we've got to take it out.
No, I was just wondering.
In fact, that's where we fill.
Yeah, but still should have a torque
So we
setting.
don't need it on yet.
Also
I
in
doubt it because it's got an O-ring. It'll just be
tight.
tight. It's going to be a bit awkward because of the cat here, so I'm going to move. But obviously the new face of the diff cover, if I don't get savaged, is... hang on, I'm having to do two things at once. Think about you and I'm more worried about my finger.
Go.
So this here
Savage.
is got an anti-corrosive layer of oil on, so we need to get that off with some brake cleaner. And I'm going to move because having been savaged, I think you'd all agree it'd be fair for me to clean this with brake fluid and spray some over, but I wouldn't do that, would I, Reg? Because you're my best friend. Right, I'm moving to clean it. So the other thing that we've watched on a couple of channels is that you put a little bit of sealant, proprietary sealant. So this is a bit of silicon sealant which is designed for oil pans, rocker covers, water pumps, etc. And then we pop the gasket on, and actually on the vehicle you put a very, very fine layer of grease on. Therefore, if you take this off at any given time, the gasket always stays with the cover that you've got on, and therefore you don't have to clean it off the vehicle each time, risking getting some grud into the actual gear mechanism.
Yes.
Which makes a lot of sense.
It does make perfect sense,
So
yeah.
we've never done that before. We're going to give it a try and let's see if it leaks.
Okie dokie. Right then.
So we're all clean.
Yes, we
We're
are.
ready to go.
I'll move the old one out of the way as we've got our measurement now.
Yes, we'll give that a clean and we can play powder coating.
We
with
will
that.
play with that, yeah.
So we shouldn't need much.
Nope. It's a lovely piece of kit, this.
It's really nice.
I'm very excited to see this on. Now, just one thing to show you, if you hadn't noticed, on this new cover, it's actually got, on the heavier thickened ends here, it's got these little notches, and they're sort of like a little groove, so it actually sits in. So if you hit this, if you're off-roading or something and you hit it, these little kinks here and here actually take some of the force rather than all the bolts, which is quite a smart little feature, I thought.
So if I put this on,
yep,
you've got clean gloves.
I do.
So I'll do the car.
Okay.
Or truck.
Yep.
No. Minor accident there.
That's all right.
I'm sure you can clean that for me.
Yeah.
I think I cut that too tight. Another accident.
Yeah. There's worse accidents to have.
I think I'll keep it a bit closer. Right, gasket doesn't go down there. A bit more on that as it's engraved.
Yeah.
So if you smear it on.
Yep. Smear this?
Yes, smear it so it's
okay.
flat.
Yes, I'll do that. I've got a clean finger.
That I've got out. I'll get the gasket out. We need to keep this safe from cat. There's gasket. Would have been brighter just to check it was the right one.
That's true. But we got sealant on it? Yes. Other way, but yes. No, you turned it the same. There, yeah. There we go.
Oh, yeah, good, handy.
We're on.
Right, I'm going to put a little tiny bit of grease on the vehicle.
Okie dokie. Pop these in place. So I'm going to put some of the bolts through. There are actually 4 longer bolts, which you can probably see. And on this cover, at each end, so the 2 bolts at this end and the 2 bolts at this end, the metal is like double the thickness, so the longer bolts go at the end here and here, and then the shorter threaded ones are here. So what I'll do now is just lay this cover on. It's quite a delicate procedure, and I'll give it a nice little touch. There we go, and put the bolts through as they will hold it in place. And now we'll move the camera over and install it. Okay, so we're going in here. I'm going to hold it in place, and then my dad can.
The other thing about putting a little bit of grease on the vehicle, so I've heard, are we in place?
I think so. Yes.
Right, that one's in. Yes, that if you put a bit of grease on when you're doing some little movements, it allows the gasket to move
to slide, yeah.
Rather than snag up, and then you end up. Is this a tall, long one or a short one?
Long one. Long one. That's a short one.
Is it? We'll go for there then.
Yeah.
And it allows it to move around with you, rather than obviously snag and then end up in the wrong place.
Right, there we are.
So we're in. It's all a bit greasy.
It is.
Right, I'll pop the 2 long ones in. But doesn't it look beautiful?
It looks awesome.
Wow, it's a magnet and a half.
It is, yeah. I saw someone struggle to get it in. so these now get tightened down to 30 foot-pounds of torque, which I'm going to do here on my little torque wrench, and we're going to work in a star pattern. There we are, number one. Hello. Yeah.
Gotcha, you bastard.
And the drain plug gets tightened down to 25 foot-pounds.
If you can get it in.
If you can get it in, yeah. There we go. Okay, now on the internet they say it's 2 quarts to fill one of these Dana 44s, so it's equivalent to 1.9 litres if you're European and watching this, which we are, so we're going to put some 1.9 litres of this lovely liquid moly in. So it's 1 9/10 of that.
So there's varying things online about the grades, and this one I think is avoided occasionally due to cost.
Yes.
Which we now understand,
Yeah.
but we didn't know at the time. But that's what we've been recommended to go in. We may as well go on this far, we may as well put good stuff in.
Exactly right.
So it's actually,
oh, we didn't put the drain hole back in.
liquid gold is coming straight through.
Where is that? It's torqued to the same of the lovely 25 foot-pounds.
Luckily we bought a spare litre.
Yeah. Nice.
Right. I'll try that again, should I?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, I would have put that in if I would have remembered.
Yeah, so would I.
I took it out.
I'm quite envious of that ARB cover. I'd like one of those on my L200.
Yeah. I could just give you this Jeep.
You could. You know, a proper parent would do that.
Yeah, proper parent. Proper parent would drive it.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
So far, no leakages. That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. Okay, so some might think it probably would have been common sense to measure it on the first try, but
Yeah.
we've gone to put in the 2 quarts which is recommended of oil, which is nearly 2 litres, and we've put literally under 1 in because we spilt a bit on the floor, which you saw. So probably about 900 ml, and it's already bang on the line of our dipstick. So we're a little bit confused there as to why we've got, and we did drain it all out. I mean, it's all out.
Confused.
Yep.
Well,
So
we certainly drained it all out because everyone could see that.
yep. So we're going to measure what comes out of this rear Dana 44 here. Okay, so as you probably saw, we went to fill this up and we're a little bit confused as to why 1 litre was already at our mark.
Don't know why we tried that.
No, don't know why we tried. You said just for amusement factors,
for
and
amusement,
luckily
yeah.
we did, because
Because this thing here tells us that it's for a front axle for a Jeep Wrangler, but somewhere along the line.
and it does say Dana 44.
Yeah, it does say Dana 44 front axle for a Jeep. So it said quite clearly here, if I'm getting that, it says quite clearly here, the axle is shipped without oil, filled with 2 quarts. First oil fill to the upper fill plug, surface oil to the lower fill plug. So we're not 100% sure what that means, but online, which we'll put a screenshot in.
It actually says 1.3 quarts, which is equivalent to about 0.9.
Equivalent.
Is that what's the word?
It's equivalent.
Is it? That's the one. Is equivalent to about 1 litre of oil. So we have hit it bang on the mark. We got lucky there.
Yeah.
And we put in the right amount.
So we think it's right, but what we're going to do, rather than just fast forward on the rear, we are going to show you the oil coming out, and we're actually going to measure it this time.
Because we will see the back is supposed to get out. Oh, hang on, I'll have to look at my sheet now. It's all gone out the bronze.
All gone out your bonds.
Yeah. Yes, so the front is 1.35 quarts and the rear is 2.375 quarts. So we shall see how much we get out of there.
And I'll leave that in just so that we don't get any mucking.
And 2.37 quarts equivalates to 2.24
Still
litres.
equivalates. That's never a word I've ever heard. Maybe it's a word I've missed.
Equivalates.
Equivalates.
Yeah, that works.
It's equivalent.
No.
Look up the word equivalates. Do it on speed thingy. Hey Siri, you bastard. God, nothing that. Only man, polish that for hours.
Equivalence definition: to equate, to consider, or to equal or equivalent to.
Cool.
So it is the same. So actually my private education paid off.
Yeah.
Is equivalates a word? Yes.
Never heard of it, but then I am a thick Geordie. We wouldn't use the word equivalate.
No.
So
we're under the back axle, and am I on undoing duty?
It's unequivalent.
Unequivalating duty. Right.
Oh, some gunk on that.
Yeah, a nice bit of mud, considering he's never seen any.
Well, not by me.
But hey, happy days. There's a lot of gunk on this one.
I do like the way you don't want to damage my car.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, so we've got an old oil pot here which we use for our waste, and it has measurements on the front in litres, so 1, 2, 3 and 4, and we're looking for about 2.25 litres, so exactly between the 2 litre mark here and the 2.5, but roughly in there, then we'll know. So let's see how much we got.
certainly not heavy.
No? And obviously we still have a bit of oil dripping out.
And this thing, you can never get it all out.
So I would say the 2.25 litre is a correct measurement. I just think we've struggled to get it all. So we've nearly hit 2 litres there.
What should it be?
2.25. So
Well,
you never get it identical.
no.
It'll stick. There's probably still some in the shafts here. Well, they look awesome.
And we managed it.
We managed it, yeah, we did.
It is rated as a quarter of a spanner job.
It is. No, but what a difference.
Oh, I mean, beautiful.
Yeah, totally different league of quality, thickness and strength.
Yeah. The back one, just because I'm a moaner, had a fairly large flake and a bit of rust on it, but you know, I can live with that.
Yeah, but they look fantastic, and the old ones actually had a fair bit of rust on as well.
They did.
I would bring them over, but we'll drip oil everywhere.
And I think that's, again, if you've ever watched Del Boy's Garage, he always puts a bit of grease round, which is where we got a couple
where the tip came from, yeah.
You know, I've watched him a few times, but also that is going to be something that creates that extra bit of seal as far as rust's concerned.
No, very true.
But the way it's gone together, I'm very pleased with it.
There's
absolutely nothing coming out of it. It's dry as a bone. The way we've done it, we're not pretending that we know. We've watched other people, which is why we're name checking Dell, but we've watched other people on how to put the gaskets on. We've never done it before.
No.
But again, if you're thinking of doing this could be easily done on your driveway.
Yes, no, it is definitely a rated easy job.
Oh, it's a super easy job.
And a satisfying one because it looks so cool.
But a fabulous result.
I know, awesome result. So we're well chuffed with those.
So I think we'll get it on the deck and we're done. So I'm going to spend tomorrow polishing them.
Nice. So please like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.